Hi, my name is Mark Poulton. I'm a real estate investor in the greater Charlotte, North Carolina area. What you would call a no frills, no thrills real estate investor. If you're looking for somebody with a fancy car, maybe a nice shiny studio office, or somebody who's trying to sell you a $19.95 a month subscription to their newsletter, not that guy. Check out a different channel. So I was checking out a Robert Kiyosaki video yesterday, and one of the things that really stood out to me is how blatantly honest Robert Kiyosaki is. He um he says that you know if you pay taxes you're a loser. He goes, if you have a W-2 job you're a loser. And he talks about, he's very open and honest about the fact that he pays almost zero in taxes, income tax. We all have to pay other taxes. That he's not ashamed of that, and that he's also not afraid to tell you, how much he has. I remember one of his videos. He told, he has like 4,500 single family homes, and he owns countless apartment complexes with probably thousands of doors. But I was looking at 40 homes. That was my freedom number. Never have to work again. Um, Probably less than that. However, I figured at 40 homes, I'll never ever have to want for money, at least to live a very comfortable upper middle class to lower upper class lifestyle. And I was like, well, maybe I'll take that to 400 homes. I was like, well, hell, man, I'm apparently doing this wrong. I need to be taking this to 4,500 or 6,000 homes. Uh, these are numbers that I've never even, and I can't even comprehend having 400 homes, much less 4,500 homes. However, why not? Why why set the bar so low at a theoretical maximum of 400 when why not a theoretical maximum of 4,000? All right, why not? But he also is very honest about how much debt he has. So in this particular video, and I linked it to yesterday's video, he said that he has $600 million in debt. Now that's 60. I mean that's over $500 million. $600 million in debt. Well, he's probably got several billion in assets. Um, but very, very interesting economy of scale, I guess, is what's going through my mind. So, listen, we all have a denomination, and I wasn't going to get into it in this video, but we all have a base denomination that we think of money. This is a slight tangent, but I want you to, I feel that this is very important. So when I was growing up, $5 was my base denomination. That's what it cost to go to a movie theater. I think it was five and a quarter. Um, in high school, I think that $20 was my base. When I thought of money, I thought it in terms of $20 bills. If you go to Vegas, um, probably if you start to get a really good job, you'll start maybe you'll start to think of your base denomination when you think of money in hundreds. $100 bills. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but when I think of money, I actually picture money to some degree in my head, or at least I used to. So when I was young and I would think about $100, it'd be five $20 bills. Never really had that. Before I really started real estate, I'd go to Vegas a few times, and everything there is base denomination. Everything is basically 100. When you go cash in chips and you have over $100, they're going to give you a $100 bill most likely. That is just the base denomination at which Vegas works. Well, through real estate, I've been able to change my base denomination certainly to 1,000. Pretty sure it's about a $10,000 base. When I think of money, I think it in chunks of $10,000 now. Well, how does this relate to what I just said, where I have $750,000 in debt and he has $600 million in debt? Well, his base denomination is probably $1 million. When he thinks about money, he thinks in terms of $1 million. I'm thinking in terms of $10,000. And to get to that point, it's going to take experience and it's going to take a mindset shift, right? I may have $2 million in net worth. He may have $2 billion in net worth. they're not that different, other than the fact that, well, he's got a lot more right now. He's got a lot more balls than I do, but he's got a lot more experience than I do. But it's just really a shift in what is my base denomination. I'm sure that my base denomination is going to get to the point of $100,000. When I think of money, I think in chunks of $100,000. And when that happens, I'll probably have, $10 million in net worth, or, assets under management. So it's very easy. It's a difficult concept. And you got to be able to make this shift if you're going to scale your business. If you're working a 9 to 5 job and you're making $20 an hour, which is a fair wage, I mean, how big of a chunk of money can you really be thinking about? It can't be more. I mean, if you're thinking in chunks of 100, you're doing really well. Most people probably are thinking in chunks of 20. But if you're going to scale this business and you're going to get up, and this is only going to come with experience as your balance sheet grows, as your personal financial statement increases. And if you don't have a personal financial statement, you need to get one. As they start to increase, when you reach your first $1 million in assets, you're going to be like, oh, I'm a millionaire. I mean, of net worth, not of assets. You're going to be like, well, I'm a millionaire. And you're like, well, I don't really feel like a millionaire. Because you're probably still working a 9 to 5 job. You're probably still struggling to pay some bills. But you got $1 million in net worth. When you reach $2 million in net worth, you're probably like, okay, well, I need to start thinking differently. I've got $2 million of net worth now. I'm a 2 millionaire. What can I do with this? How can I scale this? How can I get it up? Because honestly, it's not that hard to get to $2 million. If you're in California, it's probably relatively easy. Probably do a couple purchases. The way we do it, we buy them so cheap and rehab them and rent them out. That it takes some time and effort to get to to add another $1 million worth of assets on. That's only for now. We're going to hit a tipping point where we'll soon be able to scale that to a very different level. I just want to cover my basis, want to make sure that I am set for a changing economy, a potential downshift. Too many leading indicators saying that that's going to happen. I don't want to be caught like these 07, 08 guys who, one day they were a millionaire and the next day, they've got, they're losing their primary house, they're losing all of their investment properties, and they have no money in the bank. It's not what I want to do. So anyways, I wasn't really planning on sharing my thoughts in base denomination or what that has to do with that. In conclusion, I've never thought of having $600 million in debt. I appreciate the fact that Robert is open about this and he's willing to tell you, at least partially what his financials are. It makes me reevaluate the way I think about my $750,000 in debt. Would I like that to be zero? Yeah, one part of me would like that to be zero. Would I like that to be 600 million? Yeah, I'd like that to be 600 million, because that means, assuming that I did this right, I'm going to have 2 billion or more in assets, income producing assets. And that would be a total game changer. Anyways, these are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Brain's moving too fast from my mouth. And I hope you go out there and live the "you won't stop me" lifestyle. I'm telling you, once you get the experience and once you get the knowledge, man, the markets could crash. You can lose everything. You're just going to get it all back. And that is what the essence of the "you won't stop me" lifestyle is. It doesn't really matter what the external forces are that may take a downturn on your life. Hopefully it doesn't happen. You're going to be able to retain the knowledge to be able to get it all back, and then a lot more. I wish you success.